Okay, we are live. What's up, gamers?
What is up? What it do?
Checking it. Can y'all see the stream?
Yes.
Yes. It says the game.
Yep.
Have y'all? I mean, Dan, you haven't joined us for. Sorry, Max, you haven't joined us for a lot of like the audiobook clubs, but like, I don't know if you've experienced this, Danny, but having to explain to people that every other Monday I willingly make a PowerPoint about books to talk with my friends about.
I explained this to my cousin the other day when we were going hiking. He's like, "You made a PowerPoint? What for?" And I was like, "Oh, I do this audiobook club thing."
Like, that's some adult shit. Like, yeah, I make PowerPoints for the pleasure of making a PowerPoint for my friends.
You know, I have joined so many book clubs, but never actually gone to a meeting for one. So this is the first one that I've finished the book and am at. So, you know, maybe this is good.
Pew, pew, pew. Oh! See, Bree sent a message.
First. Oh, is she gonna be home soon?
She says if I get off earlier, I'll hop in. Alright, so we're just... we'll have to carry on without Bree today.
Okay.
She's working.
Well. Oh, look. Oh, you know what? My Sorry, I was excited that I got tagged on Twitter for something, but I know what it is now.
It's me. I tagged you. I've done that. I've sent myself emails before at work, and I've literally been like, who the fuck is emailing me? And it was me. So, you know, I feel ya. It's that who's that other dog in the mirror phenomenon. Alright, you guys want to start? You want to vibe a little longer?
Well, I have a little thing I'd like to say before we start.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because you left out my boy Mitch. And I might as well say it now before I forget later.
Yeah.
So, I was a huge fan of Hey Mitch, so it hurts me that you left him out. Because, he starts off as like this, you know, they start off as showing him, I guess it's all from Katniss's view. But he's just like this drunk dude on the train that's just fucking around and doesn't seem to care about what's going on. But it was just like this one line or like two lines mentioned of like, yeah, he's had to like send off kids year after year since he's won to like go to this thing and watch them die. Even if like he really doesn't care that much about these kids, that's really gotta fucking suck. So like,
yeah, there was a point when I was listening to it at this time, and I was like, he said, I don't know if it was something he said or something like Katniss said, and I was like, oh, it's not that he doesn't care about these people, it's that he knows they won't win, so why try? Whereas like he saw something in these two of like, oh yeah, they'll fight, they have a chance. So I actually tried.
I always read it as like, has to not care to save his sanity at this point.
Yeah.
Because there's...
Buddy, can you hear this guy?
Yeah, a little bit.
I did a little bit, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Because Hey Mitch is the most recent winner in District 12. There's been one other winner, and she was the winner of the 5th Hunger Games.
Hey Mitch probably, he's what, in his like 30s by now, right? At least late 20s.
Let's see.
I don't remember if
did,
they gave us an age. I can just look it up.
His games was the 50th one, so he's been doing this for 24 years.
4 years, yeah.
That's 48 kids, right? Like, even as much as you can tell yourself, yeah, I don't care about these kids, that's 48 kids that, like, year in, year out, you're, like, forced to sit on the train with and do these things for, and that's gotta be so fucking rough. And I like that he saw and how quickly I feel like he saw in our two characters that they had fight, and yeah, I like. Little glad you left him out. Damn, Jackie.
I don't remember if I left him out or not. I cover a lot in this presentation. Okay.
Okay.
Probably left him out. But I didn't do a lot of character discussion. It's kind of like plot and then thematic ideas, and I was hoping that we could talk about our opinions and stuff as we go.
Well, I don't know how much there is to talk about, like, Peter, because, he threw bread, and then he fell in love. That's Peter right there. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I think Haymitch is ultimately a sympathetic character. I think he's an asshole, but I think he's a sympathetic asshole.
Yeah.
All right. Presentation. Let me click on it. We're doing the Hunger Games. Pew, pew, pew.
By Suzanne Collins.
By Suzanne Collins. Yes, thank you. PowerPoint by me. Part 1, the tributes. So I'm going to do kind of a review, and just feel free to stop me whenever if you want to talk about a certain bullet point.
Okay.
Cool.
So we start out in District 12, which is within Panem, the country. And so Panem is 12 districts plus a capital, with each district specializing in some sort of industry. Start in District 12, following our protagonist Katniss, who lives with her mother and her sister Prim. And also she frequently breaks the law to hunt in the woods outside her district with her best friend, quote unquote, Gale. And Katniss's father died 4, I want to say, years ago. I didn't look it up, but I remember her being like 12, and she's 16 now, so. And her mom got big sad, and the family didn't have an income, so Katniss nearly starved to death.
Mm-hmm.
If her father hadn't taught her to hunt, they definitely would have starved to death. So I felt this was necessary. Like, what even are the Hunger Games? The thing that the book's about. So in the long ago, in a galaxy far away, districts rebelled against the capital and lost. They got whooped.
I'm going to take a bold guess and assume it was about 74 to 75 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
And as a punishment, the capital devised the Hunger Games, which are basically death matches between children from each district for the capital's entertainment. There are 2 children called tributes that are required each year, 1 boy and 1 girl from each district, and they are, quote, randomly selected in a ceremony called the Reaping. And I put randomly in quotes here because we do kind of have proof in the prequel that the game, that, like, it's rigged. Like, the shit's rigged. You're not going to see the mayor's daughter actually getting chosen. Come on. And it's also rigged for other reasons, in which we will cover later. Oh, yeah. Haha! We cover it now. Yeah, children from starving families can sign up for tesserae, which is 1 month's worth of provisions for 1 person in exchange for your name entering the reaping additional time. So this means that poor children are disproportionately represented in the reaping and are more likely to be chosen.
Okay, so I got a thing about this, right?
Yeah.
Why would you not scam the fuck out of the system as a group of people? Like, let's say District 12, that's okay, District 12, if everybody is like, hey, let's all get this extra fucking food, right? And then, but Gale is gonna, let's pick Gale. Gale is gonna volunteer. Everybody give X% of your food to Gale's family, too, on top of that. And Gale doesn't have to work. Gale just gets to train and become our career, quote unquote. You pick like 4 or 5 families, not just Gale, to do this, but like everybody just like, get the food.
Well, because they're not supposed to train for this. That was something they talked about with the careers, but because they're so like rich and high and tight that they can get away with it.
I thought it was just because they didn't have to work for food, and like because people were sponsoring them, and that they didn't need to work for food, that they would volunteer.
I think it could be both.
Okay. I just thought it was like, everybody just pick like the 5 either meanest boys in town that are like assholes to everybody, or kids that actually want to do this. I'm sure there's like at least 2 kids in each district that are a little bonked.
Every year?
Want to go do this.
Every year?
Kind of.
2 children aged 12 to 18 would want to go into the Hunger Games where they could be brutally slaughtered for entertainment.
Yeah.
They'd volunteer for that? For what? Some grain and some oil?
Yeah, I'm really glad you pointed out, or like you called them children, because that's what they are. And I feel like the books don't really like put too much of an emphasis on that they are children.
I kind of like that though, because then there's moments that hit you where it's like, Katniss is just 16, mama. Like, she started out traumatized. Like, Katniss started out traumatized before all this.
I feel like it's because they're slaves. You know,
yeah,
like
they are.
When you dehumanize someone to that point, it's like it doesn't matter how old you are. You're just your property going into this. You know.
Can I hit you with some prequel spoilers?
Yeah, I'm down.
This is how dehumanized that the Capitol sees the tributes that, like, in the very beginning, because it takes place from the point of view for somebody in the Capitol. In the beginning, there was, like, a big thing that happened and injured some tributes, and they called in a veterinarian. And the vet was like, these children need a hospital. And they were like, nah. And so they just fucking died.
Oh, man.
They called in a vet.
Alright.
Normally that's like, you know, your last choice, right? That's
and they kept them
book,
in.
It's like, oh, we tried all the doctors and nobody's here, but we have the vet. They're gonna do their best.
And they kept them in the monkey house in the zoo.
Oh my god.
You know, which, like, historic parallels. It's fine. Anyways. After reaping, children are then dressed up and paraded around to do interviews and train, and then they're given a public rating based on their survival skills. This rating is for the benefits of sponsors, which we've kind of talked about already, who may send gifts to the tribute while they're in the arena. And Danny, I think you're right. People might actually sponsor careers, like, before it all, too, because that would make sense. Like, I'm gonna turn this music down. It is distracting me. Like, it was just a vibe. And then finally, the children are placed in a custom-made arena. The last one living wins. Doesn't necessarily have to be the last one standing.
Right.
I can't believe you didn't put an asterisk next to the last one.
Yeah, like... And obviously there's more to it than that, but we'll get to it. So we're at the reaping. Today, this year is the 74th Hunger Games. And for the girl, Prim is chosen as the tribute. Which, like, even when you know it's gonna happen, listening to the audiobook, my heart still sinks.
Yeah,
it's like listening to how they made a point of, like, they only have, like, one name in there, so there's, like, not a chance. It's, like, with Gale having, what, like, 78 or whatever number they said. He had, like, so many in there, and Prim had one. Not that they're in the same bowl or anything, but, like, just one compared to people who have, like...
Well, Katniss had at least 40, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just wild, like, because I hadn't read the books, but I had watched at least the first movie at this point.
Yeah.
And I knew that Prim gets picked, and I knew that Katniss volunteered. But, like, the whole time leading up to it, Katniss was like, yeah, anybody but me. Anybody but me. And then it's Prim, and it's like, yeah, fuck. And I remember just mentally, like, I got tingles, and I think I said fuck. Like, really loudly.
Yeah, because she was like, I didn't even have to, like, worry about Prim because she had such a little chance of getting in there. She basically had no chance.
Speaking of cute little siblings whom you would die for, my sweet, beautiful baby brother's in the chat, and it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Gabe.
Happy birthday, Gabe.
Happy birthday, Gabe.
God. Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm about to fucking...
Do you want to say something before I go on?
No, What do you think we should have Jackie sing today?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Smapes Games. My beautiful baby brother, whom I love very much. Happy birthday to you. Yay. Anyways, Prim is chosen as the now I'm too giggly. Prim is chosen as the tribute, and Katniss, I volunteer as tribute, you know, the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And for the boy, Peeta Mellark. is chosen as the tribute. And Peeta and Katniss actually already know each other. Katniss was like,
mad. Still so mad it's not PITA, PITA, like the bread.
Because he's a baker.
well,
Yeah.
I think that's the point though, is like,
Yeah.
after generations of like, how many people do you think know how to read, you know?
Okay.
That's what I
Right,
always
and, like-
thought of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and Katniss's family is all named after like herbs and stuff, which is, stuff that her mother and father were interested in, so it kind of makes sense that the baker would name his son after bread.
Okay.
Have you noticed that all the kids from other districts all have like names related to the district, like Thresh and Rue are like farming.
Yeah.
Glimmer,
Glimmer
Marvel.
and Clove and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Clove came from like the luxury goods, like spices, you know?
yeah, we never learned Foxface's real name, but I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and like
How many other unnamed tributes are there?
a couple, I think.
I don't think. Yeah, there's a good bit in the first book of people that just randomly died at the beginning that we never learned their names, or like there's a couple ones later on that were just that District 10 boy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I like because here's the thing: it shows Katniss is an unreliable narrator
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
because she doesn't remember everything. She doesn't know it. All right. So yeah, Katniss and Peeta already know each other. When Katniss was like starving, Peeta purposely burnt a loaf of bread and like got hit as a result of it and threw it to Katniss. So he's the boy at the bread TM. I misspelled the word goodbye.
Oh no.
So after
Oh man, it's right there. It's so obvious. You can't not see it on the screen. Damn, Jack.
goodbye. Goodbye. So then we are way too giggly right now for the severity of what we're talking about.
Okay, I have a question actually about this little flashback thing and just Peter's family story and all that.
Yeah.
They make a comment later on that Peter's dad wanted to marry Katniss's mom.
Yeah.
Before she
Yeah.
married his dad. Is that relevant at all at any other in this 3 books?
It's just
No,
like
I don't.
backstory.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I was just curious.
it's been a while since I read the other two, but I don't believe so. I don't know if his parents like ever really make a point in the
Yeah.
other books.
I just remember there's a
mom just really fucking sucks, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I just remember there's a point when I think it's the first time Peeta ever saw Katniss was like his dad pointed her out and was like, I wanted to marry her mother.
That's so weird. Why would you be like, yeah, your mom is my second choice, kid?
I mean, she beats your
Well,
children, so.
Okay, I guess.
It'd be like
Okay.
that.
It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, she's your mom. I really didn't. I wanted to marry her mom, really. Okay. It's just a funny one. That's a much better conversation than I imagined.
You know, Peeta, I wish you were born differently. Alright, so then after the reaping, the tributes are then allowed 1 hour to say goodbye to their loved ones. So
Fucking
that's
sucks.
nice. Katniss has 5 visitors. Her mother, Prim, Gale, Peeta's father, like, huh? Who then gives her cookies, and then Madge, who is the mayor's daughter and Katniss's friend. And Madge is the person who gives her the gold Mockingjay pin, becomes her trinket or whatever it's called.
I'm so upset she threw away those cookies.
I know.
I'm like, I understand you're mad, but his dad gave those to you.
Katniss is so fucking dense and just like
Well, you know,
She's so edgy.
she's such
so
a teenager.
she doesn't want to believe that anybody's doing good things to do good things.
Yeah.
You know? She's like, oh, he's only doing this because he feels bad and because Peeta told him to. I hate Peeta. Man, sorry.
It's funny because like you can just watch and see how the entirety of how Peeta acts and behaves the whole time is to protect Katniss and is like for her benefit, and she's like, how fucking dare he say that he loves me, you know?
I don't want to owe him anything.
It's like, Mama. Yeah. Yeah, and so I didn't want to go into mutations quite yet, but like, long story short, mockingjays are descendants of genetically modified birds from the capital and like to mimic music. And they're pretty significant. They're a pretty significant symbol in the series. And then the tributes take a fun train ride to the capital, so yay.
I'm mahogany.
What is mahogany? That's the one good part of the movie that they didn't have in the book.
Right. That's the one thing.
That's the one thing that would have been really good in the book. Once in the capital, the tributes are introduced to their stylists and prep teams, Cinna for Katniss and Portia for Peeta. I love Cinna. I would die for Cinna. He's great.
So when I was listening to this, I was like, yo, it's really weird that Cinna is the last person that gets to see her.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and Portia's last, like, your stylist. And then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, the only thing that these people fucking care about is how the kids look going in. They don't really care how the kids are going to perform. They just want to make sure the stylists have them ready for camera. And this is like, this is really fucking, it's fucked up because you should have your other people there.
One of the ongoing themes in the book, I think, is about like what happens when a culture emphasizes superficiality and like makes that where your power comes from. I don't know, you know, like if you like look at the Capitol and how everybody like fucks themselves up and dyes their skin and tattoos their face and wears all sorts of wigs and shit. Man, you know, can you imagine living in a world where like your appearance dictated how people treated you and like your standing in society? That'd be weird.
Yeah. Imagine not being able to get, or like being able to afford to get your skin dyed.
Imagine not being able to change your body to conform to the society, man. That'd be weird.
Like, God, why aren't you pink?
Why aren't you fucking pink? Not gonna lie, I would probably go full Capital and get like horns. I'd probably get horns.
Wait, whoa, horns?
Like ram horns or something.
Do people have horns in the Capitol?
I don't see why not. There's people with whiskers.
Yeah, there's a lot of genetic modifications.
Yeah.
I almost said mutifications.
Mutifications!
Like, that's probably what they call it.
I mean, they have the mutations, so like,
Yeah.
I don't see why they can't do other things.
Yeah, they've definitely had the technology to like use humans and animals together since the 5th Hunger Games, for sure.
Yeah, that took them like a day to turn the...
Yeah, it's...
spoilers for later. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But that took like days, minutes.
Alright. Katniss is then prepped for her first public appearance. Since District 12, she's scrubbed and plucked and waxed until she's impossibly smooth. This always reminds me of like Toph getting her like feet scrubbed in Ba Sing Se, where she's just like, ah! It's just super painful.
She's like, and now I can't see.
Yeah.
My eyes.
My eyes! Yeah. And it also reminds me, that's why I put it as the title, you know, in Wizard of Oz, when they're like, scrub, 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 brush, brush, yeah, blah, 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 blah. It reminds me of that too. I always just think of that. And I don't know about you, but I like the prep team. They're kind of dumb, but they're sweet.
I love all of them.
Yeah.
Like little yappy puppies. Katniss is then dressed for the opening ceremonies, in which the tributes wear a costume related to their district and ride in a chariot. Historically, District 12 goes as slutty coal miners. But Cinna leans into the idea of fire, and so Cinna just lights them on fire and is like, good luck, have fun, gamers. And it's a hit! It was good. So now everybody's paying attention to District 12 because they were on fucking fire.
And they always talk about the girl on fire, but what about the boy on fire?
Not the boy on fire, though. You know there's PETA fan clubs out there. Would you be in the PETA fan club or the Katniss fan club if you can only choose one?
If I could only choose one. I mean, I'm probably one of those people that would get really into the drama of
Oh, for sure.
everything, and so I feel like I would probably be a PETA stan just because he gives more of that than
Did
Katniss
you
does.
did you guys not go to Hot Topic and buy a T-shirt when this was a thing?
No?
I remember them having like PETA, Katniss, and whatever shirts all over the place, or Team whatever's.
I don't. Well, that was like a Twilight thing. Was the team person?
Yeah,
I don't
but
think there was really a team.
Yeah,
I think
no, but they definitely had it for PETA because I remember going, Cat, chill.
it was probably just like the PETA versus Gale movement.
Isn't it
Probably.
weird, though, how our relationship to this movie as a society mirrors the Capitol's relationship to the actual Hunger Games? Like, you know there's
That's
PETA
true.
and Gale t-shirts in the Capitol. Don't get me fucking started about the Capitol makeup line. The Capitol makeup line?
I'm surprised nothing went further with that.
I know. Where are the wigs at, though? I'd buy a Capitol wig. All right. Anyways, they got the attention.
Don't stop there.
Huh?
But it doesn't stop there.
Yeah, Katniss gets an 11 out of 12 training score after shooting an arrow into the game maker's roasted pig during her evaluation. And it wasn't even just the roasted pig, it was the apple that was in the pig's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, baller.
And somebody fell in the pudding bowl.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we know his name yet, but that is a significant figure.
Mm-hmm.
That gets puddinged.
And PETA draws cakes really good.
PETA does what?
He does, what his talent was, like, I'm pretty sure he drew for the...
He threw things.
Yeah.
Got their attention.
And, he's
didn't...
he's good at disguising himself and painting himself because he baked the cakes and he would decorate the cake. And I just thought that was really nice that they threw that in there.
Yeah, PETA has unlikely skills, but they're skills nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then PETA professes his love for Katniss during the live interviews, and this, like, gives them this whole, like, star-crossed lovers of District 12 thing going on.
I just want to say a Hunger Games anime would be pretty good. And this would make, like, a great confession scene.
Oh, I'm sure.
Alright, and I think that's the end of part 1, is where he confesses all that. Here's my thoughts. Do you guys want to start off with anything, or should I just lead on?
You go first, and I'll work around what you have.
Yeah.
I bet. I think the following are significant.
I agree.
The poorest people in the poorest district are the most likely to be reaped. The people in the wealthiest district fight for the honor of winning the Hunger Games, and volunteering is so common that it's a career path. And I think it's significant that the career districts are those that directly surround and serve the capital. Luxury items, masonry, weaponry, soldiers, and fishing. People from these districts will literally train to enter the Hunger Games and have a significant advantage over those from other districts. So thusly, in this system, the poorest of the poor, people who are literally starving to death, are pitted in a death match against literal gladiators who've trained their whole lives to fight in this exact death match. So the system perpetuates because the career districts are rewarded with winnings and fame, while the poorer districts are continually beat down with a constant stream of senseless cruelty. Man, where have I heard of a system where rich people are rewarded for being cruel, awful people at the expense of poor people? I sure am glad I don't live in a world like that. Drops mic. Eh?
Yeah, it's just so interesting, like, what the districts that are the career districts, like, what they make. Like, I understand, like, luxury items and, like, because those are expensive, and, like, weaponry and soldiers, but, like, fishing.
Food. That's food. That's the food source.
I mean, yeah, but coal, you need that.
People don't like
your grains, your, like, everything you have to farm, then, like, District 11.
People don't like to think about those things as important, though. You know, like fish is like a delicacy, or like seafood, whereas it's like grain. Like, hey, that's like the side to my fish.
Well, there's like a whole district that does tech stuff. I don't remember what district that is, but like there's the boy that did the bombs, and it's just like why isn't that? I mean, it's not necessarily like a physical skill, but it's intellect.
I think proximity to the capital was the key here.
Yeah.
Because
That's also like part of their everyday life, and it's like another thing people in the capital take for granted is the technology that they have.
Yeah.
They've never not had it, whereas the luxuries are things that they go out of their way to get.
That makes sense.
You can't not have an iPad. It's built into the house you already live in.
Yeah, that kind of touches on the thing I wanted to talk about, Panem et Circenses. I don't know. I think this is mentioned in book 2. Huh?
What does that mean?
Oh, I am glad you asked, my friend. So, this country is named Panem, which means bread. And this, like, whole thing comes from the phrase Panem et Circenses, which means bread and circuses. And so, in book 2, they refer to how Panem is supposed to be named after this phrase. And Panem et Circenses refers to, like, politically, the generation of public approval, not by excellent service or, like, policy, but by distracting the populace and satisfying their most immediate requirements. So, like, giving them food and putting on a circus. And that'll distract people enough that they don't notice that you're hustling under the table and not actually taking care of the problem. Yeah, so give them circuses to distract them, give them bread so they shut up. So the country of Panem, made from districts, the country of Panem is made from districts that provide both the bread and the entertainment for the capital, aka the richest and most well-off people in the country. I kind of went off a little bit on this one too, but can you imagine living in a world where the richest and most well-off of the country did nothing to contribute to society, but ultimately lived off of and profited from the labor of the poor, and how these super wealthy don't ever bother themselves with the concerns of poor people because they can easily surround themselves with distraction? Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah. Well, it kind of reminds me of like in this book, like there's that one scene where Peeta and Katniss are at a table and he like turns out a basket of bread and like because there's bread from all the different districts and he's like going through it. So that's interesting.
I think bread is really significant.
Yeah. And it's funny to think of each district having their own like distinct bread.
Yeah, because okay, this is a fun bread fact. But every loaf of bread that's made in like you can't make the same loaf of bread twice in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Because the salt in the air is going to be different all the time, and it affects your baking. And I don't remember what show I saw this on, but it's just like it's just a fun thing about New Orleans. Like their bread is extra good every time, but it's never going to be the same. And yeah, random bread fact.
And I see you're seeing something. We'll be doing all those after the stream, at the end of the stream. I don't want to disrupt the funky flow. Now that we're getting into the meat of the story. All right, are there any thoughts we want to add on to part 1 before we move on?
I think I got everything I needed to say out.
I think I've said my piece.
There's another book I've read where there's a city that works by this kind of process where they give them circuses and to distract them and give them bread so they shut up. That city ends up revolting and killing all of their nobles.
Weird.
I wonder.
It's not like you can keep a country just fine and dandy on bread and circuses.
Weird. It's weird to think about. All right, part 2, the games. Katniss finally enters the arena, in which tributes are placed equidistant around... I don't know why I just said equidistant. Equidistant around a cornucopia filled with survival gear and weapons. Initially, she wants to go for the bow and arrows, but Peeta distracts her, so she only manages to get a small backpack and a knife. And 11 tributes die in this bloodbath. Hello?
11 out of 20.
Almost half, yeah.
In the fucking, first 10 minutes, 11 children die. But it's fine.
But it's designed for that. Because it's like, you get the shock value. Everybody watching from the beginning.
I mean, it's their own fault for trying to grab things that would help them survive in a unknown environment.
You need something to help you get fresh water. Just
Who needs water? Who needs food? Who needs a thermal sleeping bag so you don't freeze to death?
I remember when this scene happened, she grabbed the plastic thingy, and I was like, oh, I cannot wait for that to be important. So, like, there's no fucking way the author would mention it if it wasn't going to be something important. And I was, like, so excited. It was like, it's a plastic thingy. What is she going to do with this?
Yeah, like a plastic waterproof sheet like that is invaluable. The less
like,
wet you can make yourself, the better.
I was just hyped. I don't know why, but it wasn't something, you know, from the movies or anything. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, my bullet points aren't working right, so that's fine. Katniss then actually follows. Yeah, this is the first time I mentioned Haymitch.
But he's no longer in the book.
I mentioned Madge, but not Haymitch. That's where we're at in this review. Katniss actually follows Haymitch's advice and tries to prioritize water, and she travels during the day and ties herself into a tree at night. Good strat. And then eventually she finds a spring. I'm like, good for her, man.
After her tongue's so dry, there's not a wet spot on it.
Yeah, I think...
Details.
Also, thanks, Smabes. I think the cool part about this is, like, Katniss understands, like, she really needs water right now. But Haymitch doesn't send her anything because she knows he knows she's close to water and can find it.
Mm-hmm.
Hydrate? Fuck you. That means you gotta hydrate too.
Oh.
Alright.
H2O.
And then the game makers were like, let's shoot some fireballs.
Let's cast a wall of fire.
I cast
And fireball.
That's not even like thematic to the zone. You made a foresty thing with the river and all that shit, and then you cast fireball? Come on, man. At least like, you know, like massive rainstorm with like some bullshit in it, you know?
Well, it just goes to show that the games were never fair to begin with.
Right.
Like, they're not gonna play by any rules.
Yeah, that's another thing I did like about the movies that you don't see in the books, because the book's all from Katniss' point of view, whereas like in the movies they like show like how they like do all that.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And then we go to the Tracker Jacker incident.
Whoop.
I'm not gonna lie, after I listened to this and heard the word Tracker Jacker and texted you about this, I just dropped my headphone ball, so that's fun. Once we talked about this, I went and got a bag of Cracker Jacks.
Ooh.
It just sounded so familiar. It sounded so similar. I was like, fuck, I want it. I went and I got it, and I got a really stupid prize, and I threw it away.
I haven't had Cracker Jacks in years.
They're all right.
I don't know if I've honestly ever had like Cracker Jacks.
Kettle corn is way better.
I feel that.
Just good popcorn.
A good kettle corn.
Anthony and Bria, like, they eat that white cheddar popcorn stuff.
Ooh,
They're big fans of that.
Good.
One of my ferrets got into a place she wasn't supposed to be and found a bag of that and was like going ham for it. Like, she was going wild. And then for like days after, she would return to that spot after we moved the bag and like look for the bag. Like, where's the white cheddar popcorn?
Give me the crack.
She's not supposed to eat white cheddar popcorn. She's an obligate carnivore. She did not feel good, and she still loved it.
Oh, I was like, oh, can you not give them a treat every once in a while?
No,
yeah,
she
sense.
cannot have it.
I did not know that. I'm now learning these things. Bree told me that about cats, too, and I was like, oh, the more you know.
Yeah. All right, we should talk about mutations.
They are probably not obligate carnivores.
They probably are obligate carnivores.
Whoa.
For
It's
human
carnivores
flesh.
or cannibals? Obligate cannibals?
Obligate cannibals?
Sorry.
The So the capital made genetically modified animals for war called mutations. Tracker jackies are an example of these. These are deadly wasps that attack anything and anyone that disturbs their nest. They will follow their target to great lengths far, far away from the nest, and their stings make you hallucinate and can kill you. So disturbing a nest is bad.
They gold.
And they gold. Yeah, there's some fucked up mutations out there.
And it's interesting that you have to like take out the stinger, otherwise it just makes it like a whole lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a true thing in with like real bees and stuff, but
I think so. I think it keeps injecting venom until it's like empty.
Scrape, don't pull or pinch when it comes to bee stings and stuff. Scrape it off. Use like a credit card ID or whatever, something flat. Scrape it off.
Interesting. I've only been stung by a wasp once, so I don't.
I, as a kid, thought bee stings are going to be way more important to my adult life. I got stung at least 2 or 3 times as a kid. I don't know. That was probably the last time I was stung by a bee was when I was a kid.
I've never been stung.
Now that I understand that being stung by a bee sucks, I just don't let it happen.
Just leave them alone.
Yeah, I probably didn't understand that as a child. I do now.
I knew people like when I was a kid that used to like chase bumblebees and like catch them, and then they'd cry when they got stung, and I'd be like, yeah, no shit.
Well, we used to
that bee's just gonna go die.
Yeah. You're part of the problem!
Yeah.
That's not true.
That was part of the problem.
I mean, not as much of a problem as like pesticides and monocultures are, but you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyways. The careers consisting of Glimmer Marvel from 1, Kato and Clove from 2, the girl from District 4 and PETA, chase Katniss up a tree and decide to deal with her in the morning. Which was some dumb shit on their part. Yeah, and also during this time, Katniss receives burn cream from a sponsor because she was lit on fire or something, whatever. Then Rue, the little girl from 11, appears in the adjacent tree and she points out a tracker jacker nest above the careers. Katniss detaches this nest from the tree onto the careers, killing Glimmer and the girl from 4.
She didn't detach the nest from the tree. She detached a branch from the tree.
Yeah. She was
that
like,
was
I need to
connected
get
to the
as far
nest.
away from it as possible.
Look.
He like sawed through a tree branch. That's like that's some hard shit to do.
She did that and then got stung in the process, and then she pushed it away from the tree.
Yeah.
So
look, I'm trying to be concise.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to show that how fucking badass what she did was, and it's like, yo, yeah, she got
a knife.
a double kill. Yeah.
And she did it during the anthem.
Mm-hmm.
That part makes my heart pound. I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Oh yeah, and Katniss takes the bow and arrows off a Glimmer and proceeds to trip really hard.
So she was like, talking about how like skin was just like sliding off. I'm like, that is.
Oh. Yeah, I saw a video on Reddit earlier, and I did not need to hear that phrasing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oh yeah, what's the man be degloved? It's not a fun thing.
And she also, during her trip, she sees PETA helping her escape. And it's like, is this real or not real? Ooh. No.
It was sparkly.
It was sparkly, which is significant.
Is it?
In book 3 it is.
Does it mean he's a vampire?
Something like that.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyways, after this event, Katniss proposes an alliance with Rue, who's like, yeah, obviously. They share food, knowledge, and medicine, and are both significantly better off for it. We even get to learn more about 11, where people are treated much more harshly than 12.
I feel like it's because the work in 12 is inherently dangerous, working in a coal mine. whereas farming and plantation
I
work
think.
isn't
Well, I think it's.
as
Yeah,
dangerous, but you have to beat them to keep them in line,
I
as
think to a
opposed
point.
to cat, chill.
Let Max talk.
I think to a point, it's a lot harder to steal some coal than also is to like steal like grains and food and stuff. But also I think it is on their government too, because like the mayor buys Katniss's illegal stuff in 12. I doubt the mayor in 11 would turn a blind eye to that.
Also, we know 11 is much larger than 12.
Mhm.
And I think part of what Danny's saying is correct too. Like, there's so much, like, you know, there's like mine explosions and shit. People die. There's a lower population that you need to control. So just starve them and it's fine. But like, if you starve the entirety of District 11 and stuff, you gotta do other stuff to keep them in line.
Yeah.
Also, I love Rue, you guys. I love Rue so much. I think she's so cute.
She's
Is
so
the next
good.
line rip?
So together, they form a plan to destroy the careers' food supply in the cornucopia. Rue will go and provide a distraction by lighting 3 fires while Katniss sneaks in and destroys the food. But when Katniss arrives, she notices something is amiss. Like, she's like, why are all the careers keeping all their food out in the open? Why is the girl from 5, Foxface, jumping around the food supply so cautiously? And so she figures out that supplies are mined, and so Katniss blows it up using the mines and a bag of apples that she looses with her arrows. And, like, the plan worked, but at what cost? She's literally deaf in one ear.
Is that permanent? Yeah.
She gets like hearing aids essentially, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's permanent till she gets fixed up by the Capitol again.
Okay. So at the end of that book, I don't remember.
Hey, hydrate, everybody, drink!
Oh, nice. Thank you.
And we also notice that only 2 out of the 3 planned campfires are lit, which is a red flag. Or lack thereof. In the arms of... Katniss, realizing something is amiss, starts to look for Rue. She finds her just in time to watch Rue be impaled by a spear. Katniss immediately kills the boy with the spear, but it's too late for Rue. So Katniss sings Rue into death. She sings the Valley song, which is significant in the prequel. And I literally cry every time I listen to this. I literally cry every single time I listen to it.
I knew Rue was gonna die because I watched the movies, but I did not remember when or how. And when I got to this, I was so sad. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Wow, it was so fucking fast.
Mm-hmm. It's just so, like, senseless.
Why would you do that to me, Jackie?
A small little child.
And, yeah, I literally had to take a break at work so I could go and cry in the bathroom about this scene.
Oh, Jackie.
That's how it affects me.
The reader did do a good job.
Yeah, just the way her voice cracks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then once Rue is dead, Katniss takes the time to decorate her corpse with flowers. And this is so significant that District 11 sends Katniss a loaf of bread. This is the first gift given to a tribute by a district they didn't belong to. Which, like, for the Capitol is like, ruh-roh.
Right.
What are we gonna say?
I was gonna say you changed font.
What?
The font changed.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I just like, oh.
I don't know what happened, but
It's
it
okay.
happened.
It's still good.
It is then announced that 2 tributes can win if they are from the same district. And momentarily forgetting the potential danger around her, Katniss calls out Peeta's name.
And she doesn't know why.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I'm sure that the Capitol will keep their word. They've always played fair.
They're such good people.
They're such good people.
They're
Always been nice. And that's how book
so
2 ends.
trustworthy. It's not like she didn't just do a big fuck you to the Capitol.
I know, exactly. I think Rue's death is one of the most significant events in the entire series. Like we covered before, it's the first time a tribute receives a sponsor from another district. And her death, not anybody else's, Rue's death sets events into motion that come to a head in book 2, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
Come on. I don't know when I'm gonna read book 2, and I'd like to know that now, please.
Well, gotta read book 2.
God damn it.
I'm probably gonna read book 2 after this because I'm so into it again. I have to.
While we were postponing this, I've already...
Tell me what happens.
I read through the entire series, and I'm already halfway through the prequel again.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I listened to all of book 1 yesterday.
So good.
So good.
Let me just warn you, if you listen to the audiobook of the prequel, the reader does not do a good job at all.
Okay.
Oh.
He's very flat, and so
it's somewhat different? Okay.
Yeah, it's a dude. And so when he gets to there's music parts of it, I have a YouTuber to recommend that does covers of the songs, and it's just perfect, so.
Okay.
Let me know if you ever hit that point.
Okay, I will.
I also think it's an interesting parallel how the wealthier / more powerful tributes, aka the careers, team up and hoarded the supplies while the weaker tributes struggle to survive and fight amongst each other. Can you imagine living in a system where powerful people hoard all the resources and set the rules so the less powerful people below them fight amongst themselves only to eventually destroy each other? And that the only people who truly benefit from the system are a small elite group of wealthy, super powerful people who've been profiting off of everybody's labor this entire time? Wouldn't that be wild?
Isn't it just crazy?
Wouldn't that be crazy?
I don't see how a society could allow something like that.
I know!
That's wild.
That's crazy
That's
to think
horrible.
about. Imagine?
I
was pretty steamed when I was
you
making this.
Continue.
You want me to continue? Oh, that's
Yeah,
all
go
I
ahead.
had.
Oh yeah, I have a phone call I gotta pick up real quick, sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh no.
I didn't hear him. Do you want to take a quick little break?
Yeah, sure.
I have to pee so bad. I've drank a lot of water. Alright, be back in 5?
5 sounds good.
Good. Hello? Anybody back yet? No, everyone's still muted. Okay. I'll be back then.
Oh, it's free.
It's me. Can you hear me? Oh, wait.
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh no, you're on
Okay.
mute. Okay, you're back.
Hello.
I wasn't sure if I was on touch to talk or not.
No, not you're good. We can hear you.
How's it going?
Going good.
Oh, what's up, gamer?
Did
Oh, at least 12 to 13 kids are dead right now. At least.
At least.
At least.
I mean, 11 of them died immediately, so I would say you're right.
Oh, okay. So you're still pretty early on.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
well,
just
probably
starting.
15, I guess. Probably down to like the final, like 9 kids.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
We're just starting part 3.
All right. Well, let me get situated and cozy in my car.
Yeah, car stream.
Car stream.
That's how you know it's good content, baby. Don't fucking yawn. This is interesting.
I'm old. I'm old. Let me be old,
Okay,
okay?
boomer.
So am I.
It's so late right now. It's already 8 o'clock, guys.
I mean, shit, you right. Oh. 2 kinds of reactions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Part 3, the victor. So shit's fucked. I don't know what to tell you, man. Katniss and Peeta, the thing's announced 2 victors can win, and then Katniss goes and finds Peeta camouflaged in a stream with a gruesome sword slash in the leg, courtesy of Cato. Katniss attempts to heal his sword slash in the leg, but Peeta develops blood poisoning, oops. And then a feast is announced. So within this feast, each team will be given something that they, quote, desperately need in the cornucopia. So, like, they have to take it from the cornucopia. It's a way to, like, drive all the tributes together and make them fight. Also, what the fuck? Spoilers for later, but I fucking hate how the thing that Cato desperately needs is body armor. Like, yeah, no shit, everybody in this arena needs that.
Right.
What a like stuck up piece of shit.
But Loki, I do think this demonstrates how the careers are literally given everything they need to succeed. Like, it just is a pure demonstration of just privilege.
They might have done like a whole like backwards way thing of like, oh, so Peeta needs this medicine. We want them all to get together. We want a final skirmish because they're all in different places. So we'll just give them something.
Yeah, but why did they give something to ensure Cato's survival? Why not, like, a better weapon? What if they just gave Cato a gun?
Just gun in the arena.
Imagine if you had a gun with 1 bullet. That could take out Katniss.
It could.
True. You have to make sure you had good aim though.
But body armor protects Cato himself. You know, like, a gun would still leave him vulnerable to death. Like, this is literally a
Right.
sponsor being like, no, you won't die. We're rich enough, you're not gonna die. It's fine, baby.
That's true.
At least that's how I interpret it. Fuck Cato!
Fuck Peeta.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Fuck Cato. So Katniss...
District 2 or whatever that is. District 1? It is both stuff.
Yeah, I think he's District 2, which is where all the soldiers come from. Interesting. So Katniss does the rational thing and drugs Peeta with a sleep syrup sent from Haymitch, and then goes to the feast. At the feast, Katniss goes for her pack, which is the smallest and brightest, and she almost gets away, but Clove catches her, and like literally, this part terrifies me. Like I know it's gonna happen, but I'm still just like, ah! Can you imagine just being at Clove's mercy and just feeling like as her knife's about to like cut your mouth, like ugh.
Oh god.
Right.
No, so I think I really like I really like how Katniss immediately caught on to what Haymitch was telling her to do with sending her that syrup. She was like, "Oh, absolutely."
I know, right?
And that's the thing that she talks about later is like how she doesn't like Haymitch, but they like understand each other on such like a level that like words don't need to be said. She just knows.
They think the same.
Yeah.
I think Haymitch is also from the Seam. I don't know. But yeah, right as Clove starts the first cut, Shudder, Thresh throws Clove away, like literally just throws her, and demands to know if Clove killed Rue, because like the whole time Clove is like mocking Katniss about her little ally and shit like that. Clove denies it, but Thresh doesn't believe her and bashes her head in with a rock.
Go Thresh.
Yeah. I did not know that was coming.
Yeah,
I
he
knew
just
he was gonna kill her. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, he just bashes
Yeah, it didn't even
her.
kill her. In the first blow, she was still alive and slowly dying.
He just leaves
It
her
was
there.
like her head was dented, but no blood.
Good for you, Thresh. I guess.
And Thresh.
Fuck you, Clove.
Fuck Clove. Thresh then spares Katniss's life for being Rue's ally and taking care of her while she died, but like makes it clear this is a one-time thing. Like if we cross paths again, I'll fucking kill you. Which like that's valid. It's fair.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's fair.
Valid.
Right, and she appreciated that because she was like, I hate owing people things.
Yeah.
So
Like Katniss gets it. That was a very scary but also very cool scene. Oh yeah, and then Thresh takes Kato's backpack as well as his own and runs, which I was like, oh, Galaxy Brain, yeah! Because if you just take their shit, if you just hide it somewhere, fuck you.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and like he had been like unseen most of the games anyway.
Yeah, I think
Out in that tall grass.
Katniss is like, that's Thresh's territory, I'm not fucking with it.
Not that I blame her, Jesus.
Right.
Tall grass is just scary. So much stuff can hide in tall grass.
Let me. Okay.
Didn't they say it was like up to Peeta's shoulders or something? Like that is tall grass.
As a guy who has only lived in a city his entire life, I remember playing Pokemon as a kid and thinking, I was like, how the fuck do you not see Pokemon in tall grass? What is this stupid bullshit? How do you not see Pokemon? And then I went somewhere and I saw tall grass for the first time, and I was like, you know what? I totally get how you can lose and be attacked by an animal on the ship. It was just terrifying.
Yeah.
And like the tall grass in Pokemon is probably only about to your knees.
Yeah.
So like imagine the really tall shit that you can't see over like fields of corn or wheat or something.
Love a good corn. Anyways, that's off topic. Yeah, alright, so Thresh takes Kato's backpack as well as he runs. So Katniss returns to the cave with the medicine from the feast. Peeta recovers and Katniss survives her wound. It's really like, I love a good fan fiction where like somebody wakes up to find the other person in their own pool of blood. You know what I mean? Like that, like little fan fiction. You know, the like that. That was a little fan fiction for me, and I was just kind of like, oh, I don't know. He cares about her, you know.
After someone drugged you, you wake up.
You know, just
you find him in their pool of blood.
Look,
I'm sure they're fine.
I'm sure they're fine. And then the two hole up in the cave for a while, just recovering. And
They kissed by now, right?
yeah, they kiss a lot.
A lot, and it's
Like
like
a
pouring
lot.
down rain, and
It's-
so they're
it's-
just there.
it gets to the point where I'm like, can you stop already? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Can we stop
Like,
kissing?
It's cringy, the amount of times that they're kissing and being sweet and cute.
It's so fun. I was like, really again? Bye.
Straight.
One of those kisses like actually made sense. It was like a real kiss. The other ones, I was like, stop doing this. I don't need to feel this anymore. Just go back to the killing part.
And there must be action going on elsewhere because the game makers leave them alone. Is this Thresh and Kato fighting? Question mark. Eyes
Okay,
emoji?
but like, given the way that the capital is fucking obsessed with Peta and Katniss, are they focusing on Thresh and Kato, or are they focusing on Peta and Katniss?
I feel like they'd be focusing on Peta and Katniss when cute shit's going on, but when they're like just sleeping and just being sick people recovering from wounds, they're like, all right, let's get to the bloodbath.
To the one dude hunting down the other dude.
Or vice
Yeah,
versa.
it's
Pouring
cute that they're
down
like,
rain.
yeah,
That's
it's cute that
right.
They're like cuddling, but that's only cute for like a couple shots.
Because whenever Thresh dies and they don't hear the cannon because of the thunder.
Can you imagine, like, I like to imagine that at nighttime or something, if there's no real action going on, they probably had like a live stream of Katniss and Peta just going on, like one of those like fireplace live streams that you just kind of put on and just sit next to and relax with your family.
Just casually watching the two kids die.
Yeah.
What the fuck? There's two dying children sleeping next to each other?
You know,
So cozy.
cozy.
Cuddling up with
That's
your
gonna be the new
family
Yule
on
log.
the couch. Yeah.
And during
Oh,
this time, Katniss really leans into like the star-crossed lovers bit and develops a system with Haymitch where she gets gifts from sponsors when she performs well.
That's
Which-
really weird.
Okay. But it's also kind of foreshadowing.
Maybe it's just pimping her out for sponsors.
Yeah, you know. It's weird how like the Capitol is willing to pay people for acts of love. I wonder if any other tributes have had to do something like this. Weird. And also,
why didn't you guys know what else has happened and I don't?
maybe you should read the books. Maybe that should be the book we read next, Danny.
I would be so down to
Let's get through
Read
the
the rest.
series and then we can do Mistborn.
I mean, to be fair, all
I
three
can-
of these books is much shorter than Miss
I
Ford.
can finish the
This is
next.
true.
I can finish the next two books in like 2 days
I
if we
literally,
wanted.
yeah, I've gone through the whole series and I'm halfway through the, I've said this before, I love it. It's a good series, you guys.
It is a good series.
So good. And yeah, Peta is like 100% actually in love with Katniss. Like everything he does is to help her. And Katniss is such a dense motherfucker. She doesn't realize it.
She's like, this is all an act. Like, what?
I still laugh about how Peta confesses his love for her and she's like, how fucking dare he?
You make me look weak.
You made me look weak. And I'm like, are you Katniss, baby? It's a show. You gotta give the people what they want. But she doesn't get it. After a while, Katniss then takes Peta out to forage some berries, get some strawberries. And
He's loud as fuck.
huh?
But he's loud as fuck.
Oh yeah, he's just like crunch. Yeah, and she's like, you stay here and pick stuff. I'm gonna go hunt. And then while he's picking stuff, he ends up getting Nightlock, which are very, very poisonous berries. Fortunately, neither him nor Katniss eat them, but Foxface, who has been stealing their food, does. Which, like,
Oh no.
galaxy play. So rip Foxface. And I think it was cool.
I know we never actually see her in action aside from just snippets, but I fucking love her.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah.
I like this the scene where like she's smart enough to figure out that the cornucopia is mined and she's like jumping through the mines to get food.
Mm-hmm.
It's cray cray.
Or that part when she falls and she's like, oh my god, what the fuck?
That's
Am I
terrifying.
dying?
That would be.
Hmm?
That'd be terrifying. Like hopscotch through a minefield.
Oh, I know.
No, thank you.
mean, would you rather do that or starve to death?
Shit, I don't know.
You know, that's the decision.
Imagine surviving the minefield and then eating some berries and dying.
I know. The thing is, though, PETA didn't know they were dangerous, so he fully intended to eat them, and that's why she ate them, because anything that they had picked and like set aside because it's poisonous, she wouldn't have touched. But because he was
like, if Katniss had picked them up and go, oh, not this one, and put it aside, then
she would have known.
Yeah, she wouldn't have touched it.
Mm-hmm. And so it's just interesting how PETA's ignorance turned out to be a win.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely feels bad about that, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was his first kill, right?
I don't know. Was it? No.
Yeah.
Oops.
I don't think he's ever actually.
No, because he went back and killed that one girl who lit the fire.
Oh, that's right. He finished her off.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that's more of a mercy kill than anything, though.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he didn't intentionally kill Foxface. I'm so sorry, he didn't intentionally kill Foxface either. So.
This poor accidental murderer.
Oh jeez. I mean, like, the name of the game, baby.
I mean, it's not the murder games, but it might as well be.
One could argue she did die from hunger.
Oh, yeah.
And
you're not wrong.
And Katniss keeps some nightlock just in case it can be weaponized later. You know, I'm sure it won't be important.
Not at all.
And then we get to the Awoo segment.
This was bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you?
So, the game makers dry up the river, and thus Team 12 determines they must go to the cornucopia and confront Cato. And they do. And Cato isn't there. Until he runs past them. Chased by wolf mutations, Retro!
Uh-oh.
And these mutations chase the group onto the cornucopia. They display human-like intelligence and seem to have...
Like, there's 21 of them?
Yeah,
20 of them?
and they have the human eyes and hair from the other dead tributes, which is fine. I'm fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, they have like numbers on them too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have little dog tags with their numbers on it. Oh. And then Cato, while they're like trapped by these like snarling, intelligent, crazy wolf things, ends up grabbing PETA and using him as leverage to stop Katniss from killing him. You know, if you kill me, he dies with me kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Please get the correct arrow. And then PETA does this cool thing where he like paints an X on Cato's hand and then Katniss shoots it. And I thought that was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
I really like it.
That was really smart of him.
Yeah, like, and it's cool because like he's a painter. He used his skill for like, oh, I love it. Okay. And this sends Cato over the edge where he is tortured the entire night by the wolf mutations. And in the morning...
The whole night!
Huh?
The whole night.
The entire night.
And they just lay there listening. Because
yeah,
you can't do
listening to
anything
him
about
like
it.
cry and whine.
Yeah. And then in the morning, Katniss literally mercy kills him. Like, I think he says please or something like that. Like,
I'm pretty sure he does.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So,
bad.
Like if the entire experience of living in here wasn't hell enough, that is gonna give you nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
Just that one night.
Yeah. That part is so hard. Like,
I feel like I'd switch to sleeping during the daytime when the sun was up and being awake during the night after that. Because I wouldn't want to sleep during the night anymore.
I mean, that's helpful when you have like those night vision glasses, but when you can't see at night to know what, because there's not just the people out there, there's also real animals out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's freezing. So, you know, I don't know if that's the best strat.
It's fucked, man.
Home. Does that sound to you?
What? No?
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Probably me being weird.
No, I thought I heard a sound out in the living room.
Mm.
Oh no, I'm literally parked in my work parking lot. I haven't moved.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't look at the PowerPoint when I'm driving.
That's valid.
Oh, that's fair. Good job. Yeah, don't drive and look at PowerPoints.
Don't.
I don't know. I
Don't
know if I've ever
PowerPoint and
said that
drive. All right. It is then announced that the initial rule change is revoked. Now that just PETA and Katniss remain, there can be only one victor. Oh wow, whoever saw this coming? So surprised.
So
They're
surprised.
like, oh, actually, we looked through the rule book. We can't do this. Sorry.
I'm just like Katniss baby. Really surprised with this one? They have, like, literally they have never played fair. Ow, I just hit myself. And then Katniss is like, bro, what if we just both killed ourselves? And then she pulls out the Nightlock berries.
Like, yo, I got this. PETA.
And Peeta's just like, yeah, I'm down.
PETA's like, kill number 3 incoming.
Right.
Waiting for this one my whole life, guys.
And just as they are both about to die, Claudius Temple Smith, who is the announcer, is like, okay, stop, you both win. Okay, 2 winners. Yay, District 12.
Do the die. As they're about to do the die.
Oh, I didn't even read that.
I love it.
Shit. And so, yay, it's a happy ending.
Psych.
Psych. And,
Why? I hate this.
So they get, quote, rescued, if one can call it that at this point. And after being polished up and stuff, Katniss finds that this, quote, stunt with the berries, unquote, is seen as an act of rebellion against the Capitol because Katniss outsmarted the game makers and thus defied the Capitol, which we can't have. And so Katniss now has the added responsibility of ensuring everybody believes she did it because she couldn't live without PETA and not as an act of rebellion. So she has to fucking sell this I'm in love with PETA act.
She has to lie through her goddamn teeth.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and PETA lost his leg and no one told her and they filmed her reaction on live TV. But yeah, she's handling it all really well. I gotta
give it to Caesar. He's such a good fucking guy. Like,
he is.
Given his entire situation, she was right. He really does try to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he noticed that she was not okay, he directed the conversation away from her, so that she could have time to collect herself. Like, good fucking job, dude. You personally are all right.
I like to think he's like trying to help in the little way he can. You know, how many children has Caesar Flickerman seen?
Yeah. Every year, 20. Oh. Yeah,
And
I talked to my Hamish, but yeah, you can talk to 23 kids, and that's like, you get 2 minutes with them, but it's like, shit.
Can I drop some prequel lore on y'all?
How about some book 2 lore?
The Flickerman announcers, like, this is a family thing, and the first Flickerman that was really an announcer was a stage magician who turned into a newscaster. And so he always tried to make people laugh with like shitty stage magic and shit.
Aww.
And they still wore that same sparkling blue suit.
Oh hell yes.
That's some
heirloom. Nice.
Yeah. And just think about, like, I like to think about, like, it might be, like, even a family tradition where it's, like, you try to help where you can and spread the joy where you can in this bleak career.
Yeah.
Anyways. After all the post-game interviews and such, the District 12 tributes finally get to go home. And then PETA figures out Katniss was using him and didn't actually love him like she said she did, which...
feels bad, man.
This is even more complicated because I don't think Katniss really knows how she feels. Like, she's still figuring her shit out.
Yeah, that's fair.
She finally got to a point where she was like, I do not want him to die. Like, she would be devastated if he died.
And even there was a point when she was kissing him at one time when she was like, and there was actually like she felt something. So there were
Yeah.
times in the arena that she was like, maybe I do feel something for PETA?
It's
I
that
don't
one
know.
kiss that matters.
I feel like she was forced to grow up too quick with this, and that's why she can't properly develop a relationship like that, because she's still a kid.
So she had a wildly stressful, like, what was it, like a week and a half? How long was she in there?
It was a
Wow.
couple of weeks.
It was a couple weeks, yeah.
A couple weeks, yeah. Like 2
Also,
weeks.
can you imagine being 16 years old and having to love somebody to save your life?
I know, right?
Can you imagine?
I couldn't even
On
decide
live
on like
TV.
I couldn't even decide on my favorite color, let alone my favorite person. Just on live TV, sell this. Ugh, Jesus. It's fine. PETA is clearly hurt, and the book ends on a note of dread. The two are drifting apart.
Oh, the book ends so fucking suddenly.
Yeah, I forgot how quickly it ended. Just, oh, they're home. Okay, bye.
Kind of makes you want to read the second one, huh?
I
Yeah,
know.
just a little bit.
Wow.
And I'm going to, like, okay.
So, like a little thing about the books around like that time period, not just let's say Twilight 2, and then Mistborn was also released in this time frame. But I guess they had authors like you turned in like all 3 books of your trilogy, and the whatever it is, the publisher, the publisher just would maybe sometimes say, okay, we're gonna cut it here and here and release them all within like 20 months of each other, within 3 years, and it's like a timed thing to like maximize profits. And once I got to the end of this book, I was wondering if Suzanne Collins maybe wanted more at the end of this, but the publisher was like, no, let's cut it here. It's fucking perfect. Because it's like there's a whole conversation to be had once they get into town, at least see what the family's feeling,
Like,
and it's
like
you
where
don't
do you
even
live?
get that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't even get that reaction. So,
Man.
and I feel like that's probably prologue book 2.
Man, I wonder if that's ever covered in book 2.
Yeah.
Fine. My thoughts. Knowing what I know about the prequel now, those mutts 100% had actual body parts of the dead tributes. In fact, I wouldn't be
No!
I would not be surprised if they transplanted brains or memories. Like, that would not surprise me in the slightest.
You
I
didn't even
figured
know about the prequel? I already thought that.
Like, 100%.
I figured this was just like a Full Metal Alchemist kind of situation. The dogs, the mutations are the kids.
Hey, we don't need to talk about Nina.
It's like the same thing, right?
Can
Pretty
you not?
much.
I
And
mean,
it's like,
yeah, pretty
sure,
much.
The dog
Can you
wasn't saying please, but Kata was like saying please.
The
So it's
Capitol,
Sorry.
Capitol's been making Ninas since for 70 years now. Like,
Yeah,
ugh.
since the war.
Before that,
essentially.
because that's basically what the Jabberjays were.
Yeah.
And the Tracker Jackers.
Yummy. So yeah. I like how the games are clearly unfair and like Katniss still wins, kinda. You know, like we were talking about earlier, how they have fireballs in the forest. Like, the Capitol makes it very clear they play by their own rules and they don't give a shit about being fair.
And that's not even an entertaining game. That's just fireballs.
It's just straight up cruel.
It's not even like thematic. At least if you're gonna murder kids, do it thematically.
I think.
I mean, she was the girl on fire.
Mhm.
So if she dies by being set on fire by a fireball.
Well, wasn't
And I
that
think
targeted at, like,
that's why they did it so
everybody?
early.
I agree.
I think that's why they did it at the beginning and not like later when she was in that cave with PETA.
I agree.
Like,
Wanna say
okay,
something,
girl
Nina?
on fire.
I also think. Oh.
Right.
I also think like the real games, quote unquote, from the Hunger Games comes from people basically watching gladiator fights. Like it's the careers. Like once they all turn on like they hunt everybody down as like the warm up, and then once they turn on each other, that's where the bloodbath. That's where the fun is.
Yeah.
So,
Like the Kato and Thresh fight was probably fantastic.
Yeah. Why do you think the game makers left Katniss and PETA alone? Like that's what they want. And so that's why they had to make a big show out of Kato, make sure he suffered. And I think it's scary how much of what's written in this book parallels real-world events, as we've previously discussed in several slides. You know, it's something I noticed.
Yeah.
I don't have strong feelings about it, in case you couldn't tell.
Not at all.
And overall, I really love this book.
It is a good book.
I definitely forgot how brutal it was.
Oh.
And so it was really refreshing to go back and read it and go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
It hits
This book was aimed at children? It was like its reading level was for middle schoolers, and I was like, absolutely not. I'm not letting a 12-year-old read this fucking book.
It hits different when you grow up.
It's funny how books get graded because the main character just happens to be a 16-year-old.
Yeah,
so
this
it's definitely
is
not a book for kids.
No.
And also, it is really easy. Like the language is really easy, but like, when I read it in high school, my somebody that I knew, I don't know if we were dating at the time, but his younger sister also read it. She was in middle school, and she said this book scared the shit out of her.
Yeah.
And she was terrified after reading it. She had nightmares. And I was like, yeah, you shouldn't be reading this book.
Mm-hmm. I think I like how easy the language is because it feels like it's from, you know, Katniss's 16-year-old perspective. Like, she's an unreliable narrator. We don't know some of the tributes' names. We don't know certain things that the Capitol's doing because it's from Katniss's point of view. Plus, it makes it really easy to listen to.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when you're doing other shit, like, sometimes I just need an easy read, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I was listening to it while I was at work.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes when I'm listening to Sanderson, like, I have to stop what I'm doing so I can focus on what he's saying. Man's got some complicated sentences.
Words.
He's got words.
Ow.
You good, Scoop?
My arm hurts so much more now since we started this.
That's them activating your
like
tracking device.
Don't say that.
Oh, I forgot you got your vaccine today.
Yeah, I'm gonna die, Bree. They got me.
You'll be
The government is now watching me.
Mine
Wow,
was...
it's as if the social security number and your GPS tracked cell phone wasn't enough.
Right?
Oh no.
No, people
No,
worry
they're
about
tracking me
trackers and be
3
carrying a smartphone. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Have you seen how precisely just Snapchat alone can pinpoint your location? I can see my
Snapchat
exact
is so
apartment.
Just, like,
uncomfortable.
zoom
I hate Snapchat maps so much because it like shows street corners and shit. I'm like, bro, nobody needs to know that.
It shows exactly where you are.
Exactly. And like if you're in an airport, it even gives you a little like luggage bag behind you.
Mm-hmm.
If you are on a plane, it changes it to an airplane. But no, the vaccine is the problem. Anyway.
We don't have strong opinions about that either way.
Not at all.
And that's the end of my show. That's all I had for y'all.
Yay!
It was good. I appreciate that.
Sorry for the lack of memes, but, you know. Sometimes you have a week.
Sorry, I was late.
It was a serious subject.
It had toss feet, and that was enough for me.
It mentioned Hey Mitch twice, so that's a dub. All right.
You know, I fucking get it, hey Mitch. If I had to survive that ordeal and then go on to mentor 2 kids who were destined to die every year, I would also drink.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I drink anyways, but also that too.
I would drink excessively.
So, who's favorite character in the whole book? Go.
Oh, you can't not pick Katniss.
Really?
Come on.
I'm gonna...
What?
Cinna.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think mine is Cinna. Like,
I
I
fucking
think-
love Cinna.
yeah, I think Cinna hits different listening to it now, knowing what I know about Cinna from later on and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do love
But,
Senna.
like,
There's good people.
He was
but
just such a nice, like, voice of reason and calm.
Yeah.
So I just like him.
The voice she does for him is so relaxing too.
Yeah.
Okay, I do love the voice that she does for Clove, though.
Yeah. I want her voice acting talent. Like, teach me your ways.
Yeah.
I need this for D&D. You don't understand. All right. What are we reading next? Is it Danny's turn?
It is.
So, what are we reading next? That is book 2 of the Hunger Games.
If you're down, would you be down to do like book 2 and 3 in a bigger PowerPoint? Because it's only like 10 hours a book, right? 10, 12 hours a book.
Maybe not in 2 weeks. Maybe like 3 weeks?
Yeah, like add in an extra week.
I'd get down with that. Then we'll
Yeah, me
move
too.
on. Just finish the series and then move on to Mistborn.
Yeah, sounds good to
Yeah.
me.
Oh? Excellent. We got him, boys. Pew, pew, pew.
I was gonna see my library app has them.
But I'm gonna say that you have to watch the movies though.
Should
Jackie.
we should see if we can do a watch along. Would you guys want to do that?
Yes.
I don't think it's available on Amazon. I think that's definitely a movie you'd have to buy. They're still making money
I
off
will
of.
fucking buy it on something and then stream it to Discord for you guys. I will do
Yeah.
that.
It's like I
Dude.
have.
$3.99 to rent on Amazon for $10 to buy it.
Oh wait, that's the Hungover Games. I was like, this movie's free. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it is. I wouldn't be able to do a live stream, but I'd be down to watch it all with y'all. We can even just do that thing where you just click play at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if I actually want to watch movies 2 and 3.
We
And
have to.
3.5.
Well, like, I remember when these were all coming out, everyone was like, book 2's so boring. And I was like, book 2's my favorite.
Book 2's my favorite.
Book 2's just so good.
It's very good. I love Finnick O'Dare.
Oh, he's.
Oh, Finnick.
Icon.
He
Yeah.
really is. Yeah, I love all the characters in book 2 a lot.
Mm-hmm. I just love the arena of book 2 too. Like,
Yes.
Oh, it's so cool.
everything about book 2 is just.
Mwah, chef kiss. Yeah, by the time you get to book 3, it's like, it's scary again. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary now. It's not cool anymore. It's scary.
People need to stop dying.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's a lot more than 11 kids in 10 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. I think I'm gonna end the stream there. Thank you.
Alright.
Oh shit! I had to sing something. Should I mute myself for this?
No, I want to hear your song.
God. Pick something now.
Oh, come on. It's not like this will be the first time we've heard you sing.
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it.
You did Happy Birthday earlier.
I'll just sing Happy Birthday again for my brother. Would anybody care to join in?
I'll join in.
For Gabe or for
For Gabe.
what's his name? Okay. It's his birthday?
Baby.
Yep, it's his birthday today. Let's sing Happy Birthday to Gabe.
Oh my gosh, Gabe!
All right, ready?
Alright.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I think there's a delay.
We've tried this before. It didn't work
Happy
last time.
birthday, dear
Dear
Gabe. Happy birthday to you. Woo! There's definitely a delay on Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. I had fun though.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was good.
Thank you everybody so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Don't look at the screen. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Saturday, I don't know, at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. on Fridays. Bree, you stream as well, correct?
Yeah, but it's intermittent as hell because my work sucks. But yeah, I stream hopefully every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is up to change depending on my work schedule. Like today I got off at 8, so we'll see. But I try.
Pew pew. Oh, another thing I wanted to discuss that I didn't put in the PowerPoint real quick.
Okay.
I like how in the book, the odds are almost like their own people. You know, like they're like the fates. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're always like, the odds were not in his favor today, you know, kind of shit. I thought that was really cool. I think a lot of the capital society is based off of Roman society. So,
yeah.
you know, anyways, with that, I'm going to say bye. Thank you all so much for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, friends.